really going on in that non-alcoholic drink? Welcome back, ladies, to another edition of Menopause Made Easy with Tanya. Thriving after 45. Today's juicy topic is all about non-alcoholic drinks, mocktails, botanical blends, adaptogenic elixirs, and what's really going on inside those glasses. We're going to look at the pros and cons of popular alcoholic alternatives, what alcohol does to your liver, sleep, stress, and hormones, whether any alcohol is actually good for you. Spoiler, maybe not. The surprising truth about blood sugar spikes from mocktails. And finally, a fun comparison between Mocktail Molly and Stubborn Sarah, two women navigating the world of alcohol-free choices in very different ways. So stick around till the end for some easy, healthy swaps and your takeaway checklist. Okay, the rise of non-alcoholic beverage market. My goodness, there are a lot of non-alcoholic drinks on the market these days. All right, the market for non-alcoholic drinks has exploded. Everything from zero-proof spirits to adaptogenic blends, which are great. It's fantastic because it's great for social inclusion, driving, and people in menopause or any time of life who are avoiding alcohol. And just because it's alcohol free doesn't mean it's healthy, which is a bummer. But anyway, let's talk about a couple pros and cons. So the pros are alcohol free is liver friendly, and you avoid the ethanol, which disrupts your sleep and raises cortisol, and it helps break the habit and social conditioning around drinking. But the cons of some of these non-alcoholic beverages are that they contain a lot of hidden sugar, fruit juices, natural flavors, and preservatives. The sweeteners, even natural ones, can spike blood sugar and increase your insulin, which is not good, and can create a false sense of a health halo around something that's still inflammatory. So I mentioned last week, like I haven't drank since December 24th, 2024. I started with a month and then it just carried on and it's still going. And I just decided I was going to give myself a break. That's what I decided. And I did not drink. I probably had, let's call it 10 non-alcoholic beers and I don't know, let's call it 5 mocktails because I'm a dessert person more than an alcohol person. So some of you may find it easier to give up desserts over alcohol. Again, it's all of our choices, and I'm just talking about not drinking today. All right. So the benefits of not drinking are that when you remove alcohol, your body celebrates. All right. So let's look at a couple science-backed benefits of abstaining. Your liver health, this beautiful organ. Okay. So even alcohol in moderate amounts, and moderate depends on you. We're all different. Be your own experiment, your own N of one, creates liver inflammation. While non-drinking, okay, allows your liver to detox, regulate your hormones, and metabolize estrogen more efficiently. When it comes to sleep, alcohol interrupts your REM sleep. It can also affect your deep sleep and your quality of sleep. You can also have sweating while you're sleeping. Just pay attention. And you may fall asleep quickly, but wake up restless or anxious. So just notice if those are happening to you. On a more subtle level, you may not notice this entirely, but alcohol increases cortisol and it lowers your serotonin over time. And removing alcohol actually helps to stabilize your mood and reduce menopausal anxiety. In both men and women, alcohol can at times dampen sexual desire and response, but it can also decrease your inhibition. So you can take that one way or the other. Okay, so that's what happens when it comes to your libido. And we've heard that alcohol is good for your heart But this is a myth that has been debunked in many modern studies. And we are really seeing that zero alcohol is now shown to be the best for a health span. I'm just telling you what I'm reading about, okay? You can decide. I just say be N of one. And I can say that we should have zero sugar. So I'm still working on that. We're all working on just getting healthier and just seeing how these things affect us. Here's the kicker sometimes with these mocktails. They can be a sugar trap, and a mocktail can spike your blood sugar even more than a glass of wine. So you can look at, say, for example, a glass of red wine, not a lot of effect on blood sugar. You take a really sugary mocktail, big effect on blood sugar. So what do you want? Your typical sweet mocktail ingredients, there's pineapple juice, cranberry juice, agave syrup, cane sugar, honey. There can be tonic waters with over 30 grams of sugar per can. You have a lot of natural flavoring, which is masking chemical sweeteners or taste enhancers, right? So just be aware of that. Let's do a couple of comparisons here. A 5-ounce red wine is approximately 120 calories, low sugar, minimal spike. But a mocktail with juice and syrup can be 150 to 200 calories and have a huge spike in glucose. And this glucose-like spike gets you on this blood sugar roller coaster, which can affect your hot flashes, your weight gain around the middle, energy crashes, and mood swings. So sometimes perhaps that beautiful dry glass of red wine would definitely be better than a mocktail. You decide. What are some healthier non-alcoholic drink options? So last week I gave you some really fun names. You can go check out that episode, but I'll give you a couple of other ones here today. You can do some sparkling water with lemon, lime, or herbs like basil and mint, which is probably my go-to most of the time. You could do an apple cider vinegar plus sparkling water and some cinnamon. You could do some hibiscus or rubus iced tea, some coconut water. Just watch the portions and the sugar content. You could do some adaptogens like Bloom or Organifi, and just make sure there's no sugar added. You could make your own, like a mushroom latte, if you wanted to do a, latte over ice. There's lots of different things you could do. You can do a mocktail made from bitters and soda and a splash of citrus. You could have some kombucha, which is what I did for a long time, but I haven't done kombucha in a long time. Watch for sugar, less than 5 grams per serving. And then you could do some water kefir or ginger, right? And there's, again, so many options. Just read the label or make your own. And you can build a beautiful ritual without the booze and without the sugar crash. So let's compare our Mocktail Molly versus Stubborn Sarah. Mocktail Molly is on a mission to be sober curious, but here's what she's doing. She's drinking 2 to 3 mocktails per evening made from pineapple juice and grenadine. Ay, she's enjoying the ritual, but still crashing from sugar. She's not sleeping great. She's gaining weight, and her hot flashes are spiking just because there's way too much sugar in these. So what can Molly do? She switches to sparkling water with lemon and a sprig of rosemary. She adds some magnesium powder, I shall say, and a dash of beet juice for fun. And she keeps her blood sugar stable and still has a cheers moment with her friends. So those are some really great alternatives for Mocktail Molly. Now we have Stubborn Sarah, who refuses to drink alcohol, okay, because it sabotages her health. And instead, she is drinking 3 kombuchas a day. She drinks canned mocktails that have stevia, erythritol, or natural flavors. She complains of bloating, cravings, and headaches because of these sugars and flavors and too much sugar. And she thinks she's doing it better because there's no alcohol, but her gut and hormones disagree. Okay, so what could she do differently? Well, she could shift by replacing some sweeteners with cinnamon and citrus and herbal teas. She could drink her kombucha only a few times per week, not daily. I was drinking, I remember when I first started doing this, oh, I don't know, like 10 years ago, too much kombucha for my belly. And it would be bloating and I'd be burpy. So maybe that's happening to you. Sarah could also start tracking her blood sugar with a continuous glucose monitor just to see how she's feeling. I have never used one. I am pretty aware of what's happening because I get hot, I get itchy, I get moody, I get bitchy, my sleep is off, and then I just have to accept the fact that I need to reduce my sugar. So if you need a monitor, use one. If you know your signs and symptoms, that's very helpful too. And just by making these shifts, Sarah could feel calmer, less bloated, and get better sleeps through the night. So, what are some key lessons from today? Alcohol-free drinks are amazing, but check the label. Sugar and natural flavors can still impact hormones, gut, sleep, and blood sugar health. You don't need a buzz or sugar to celebrate, just a beautiful ritual. The liver, brain, and hormones love you for choosing abstinence. And your drink should nourish you, not deplete you. A couple of things just to reiterate again, your better for you beverage checklist. Get some sparkling water, put it in a beautiful wine glass, right? And then you can add any of these, some fresh herbs, citrus, some maybe fruit infused ice cubes. Make sure you're limiting sugar and syrups to a splash, if any. Skip natural flavors, stevia and sugar alcohols. And you could try putting in some tulsi or ashwagandha or just some adaptogens, some great mushrooms. Just play around and have fun. So I hope over these last two episodes, I've given you something to think about when it comes to alcohol and mocktails and just some different things you can do over the holidays so that you can, maintain your sleep, get that restoration, and keep your hormones friendly and your waistline feeling good. So thanks for listening to Menopause Made Easy. If you love this episode, please share it with a friend, a mocktail loving friend. And remember, your drink should serve your health, not sabotage it. So let's toast to vitality, clarity, and a sugar stable life. Cheers, big hugs. And if you would like my mocktail, actually, what do I call it? My alcohol survival guide, please email me at Tanya, Tanya, at moveyourbody.ca, and I will send it to you. Wrapping you in hugs, everybody. Have a beautiful day.